Hey, it's Councilman Salters, and he's back!
Councilman Grove!
Oh,
Hey, how's the tan?
It's fantastic.
It rained the entire time, so...
You can't
That's
see
all right.
it, because we're in the dark. Thanks, time change. So we had our city council meeting for November, the second one of November. I was alone for the first one, but he's back and better than ever. And we had some interesting things on the agenda tonight.
Yeah, we had normal things,
yes.
like paying bills,
Right,
which is
right.
what we usually do this time of year.
And it's one of those things, like, it takes a lot of time because we have to transfer a lot of funds because, let's say, a department's coming up short in one area and then they need to offset it with another fund that they have extra money in. So we have to approve those transfers. So you'll see a lot of things kind of going back and forth, forth. That doesn't mean anything bad is happening. The city's in a very strong financial spot. It's just that we have to move funds around to make sure our departments stay in proper financial health.
They do, and a lot of them came from Steve's Park and Rec, and he transferred everything from within his budget. So all that money was already budgeted to Park and Rec. He just had to go through and just change which line item he was transferring to pay the bills.
Yep. So that was a lot of the end of the meeting. Now, at the beginning of the meeting, we had zoning things, and to let you kind of inside baseball here, what happens if somebody wants to make a zoning change, they come to us, we go through it first reading, and then we send it to area plan. Area plan will tell us, yes, this is a good idea, you can move forward, or no, it's a bad idea, don't move forward. Whatever area plan says, that's basically what we do. They're the experts. Yeah, they're the experts in this situation.
We've seen a lot of these here lately, and,
Yeah.
and that's a sign of progress. So both of these are making their property worth more money, so it'll help us on the tax roll, and everything's good.
Yeah, we're seeing a business expansion, we're seeing some housing and a duplex, so really good things are happening in the city of Vincennes. Now, the middle of the meeting.
Yeah.
The middle of the meeting was a little bit interesting. An ordinance was proposed that would have taken family insurance away from city council. Now, as a person, I don't have any skin in the game here. I don't get insurance here, but this is just a weird time to bring this ordinance up, and I'll just kind of briefly hit on the points that I hit on earlier in the meeting. Ever since I've been on council, this issue has never been talked about publicly with the council as a whole, has never been talked in any committee meeting. I've been on budget and finance for a majority of those years, 7 of those years. We never discussed it in those meetings that this needed to happen. It was never in the mayor's budget. So for this to come up now, it was just a weird time for it to come up. Secondarily, when you're making a change like this to the budget, this usually is asked and talked about and discussed during budget hearings, which we had 2 months ago. That wasn't the case here. And the final thing that I brought up, which was a big issue for me, the ordinance said this was for cost savings. But with the insurance plan currently in place, we saved over $400,000 on city insurance last year, so that point was moot to me. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. I'm not saying anything wrong was done. I'm just saying this looks bad. It wasn't a good time to do this, and if this issue does come up with the new council, it will be discussed.
Yeah, like I said, we don't have budget issues right now, and I think people have spoken, and they can trust that the new council, if we need to make those cuts, we will make those cuts. May be hard to do. I do take the city insurance. It's been a benefit. It was enacted about 25 years ago, I believe, to make it more enticing to run, just as a benefit. As any employer, you look at things that will get better people to take positions. So the mayor brought that up. It was brought to make the positions look more attractive, which it does. So there hasn't been an issue, and like Councilman Salter said, it should be brought up during budgets for the next year. If there's a need for cuts, we will make them.
Yeah, and if there is a need for cuts, I'm going to tell you the first thing that's going to happen. The council's going to be the first one that puts their stuff on the chopping block. And I can promise you that. That's going to be something that we do.
And it's been discussed. We have never voted for raises for ourselves, but there's been issues where they have voted for raises. We won't do that. I will never vote for a raise for council. Never. And like Councilman Salter says, if we need to make cuts, we'll make them. I promise.
Yeah, and that was kind of a big discussion. It went on for about 20 minutes, and eventually it got voted down. But those are things that we'll discuss if that's an issue that we need to take care of. But like I've said, like Councilman Grove said, like basically everybody on council has said, and the mayor, we're in a really strong financial spot. Like, we are really financially healthy. We've got a lot of things happening with us, just a lot of good stuff that's happening in the city of Vincennes. So things are going great. We're going to keep our eyes on these things. We're going to keep going forward, and I look forward to staying where we're at. Physically healthy, really in a good spot, and people are like, you know what, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Well, that is the last meeting in November. I mean, do we have anything special coming up?
I don't think so. Parade was awesome. I hope everybody got to go to the parade.
My favorite part was the hot air balloon.
Oh, yeah,
that was
warmed
awesome.
you up for a few minutes. So.
The big thing I would say, we've got 2 meetings in December. Basically, you're going to have one full council meeting and then one that'll just be to pay claims. With that being said, December 29th, Sunday at 2 p.m. in City Hall, the new council will be sworn in. So it'll be mayor, clerk treasurer, and your new council. So mark your calendars for that. We would love for you to come out and just be a part of that. It's a really special day.
Yeah, it is. It's a nice event. Hopefully we can see some different people come in.
Yeah, it'll be a good one. So until December, see you
See ya.
then.